You're listening to Those Dram Yinzers with your hosts, Jon and Zack.
Hey everyone, I'm Jon.
And I'm Zack.
And welcome to Those Dram Yinzers, where we drink whiskey
And talk about it.
For everything Those Dram Yinzers, be sure to visit thosedramyinzers.com. You can find the order form for our hats, our merchandise link, which is the Zack's favorite website.
Jon, are you talking about dramit.threadless.com?
Why, yes, I am.
Oh my goodness. Cool stuff on there. People should probably check it out. Help put our kids through college. I'm going to say this every single episode. Help us put our kids through college because, I'm thinking if they start, then in 12 years when they're...
I think what we need to do to up that, right, is create an Etsy account for the show.
Yeah.
And because you can download the images of all the thing, right, to like use it as promotional, and just create those as like pieces we sell on Etsy, and it just links it out to the website.
I think they should. Yep.
I even looked that up. I was like, does Threadless and Etsy work together? And they do.
Oh, yes.
So, newsflash, maybe there's an Etsy shop coming.
Hey, F it, we're doing
I got to
it.
look into TikTok shop, too. I don't know how that one works. But anyway.
F it, we're doing it live.
Speaking of that, you ready to drink?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Let's do it.
Just fair warning, folks. It is 10 o'clock on a Thursday. Jon and I are very tired.
This is going to be a short episode.
This is going to be... It's just going to be a little quick.
It's going to be either really short or a whole lot of random tangents.
Yeah, it remains to be seen. TBD.
But today, we are drinking one of my purchases when I was in Delaware at Bethany Beach because, non-state controlled.
Huzzah.
So,
Looking at you, PA.
what we're drinking today, you can get here, but I got it cheaper down there, So when I was down there and I found something, I was like, I'm pretty sure I can get this back home, which isn't a lot. I looked it up and saw like if the price was better. Like, for instance, the bottle of Baller is $65.70 up here. I got that for $43.
Oh, absolutely.
I almost bought both bottles.
Oh, goodness.
I should have because we drank a lot of it. But
Oh, my.
yeah, I was like, okay. But today, I don't even know if we said we're doing Sagamore Spirits. They're straight rye whiskey. They're Maryland straight rye whiskey. They were technically started in 2013, so they're fairly still new. I don't know. 2013 was a lot longer ago. And I still think the 90s were 10 years ago. So.
Yeah.
Anyway.
2013 was 10 years ago.
Anyway. So, 2013, right? They started up. They were sourcing from Indiana for a couple years. And then in 2017 was when they started making their own spirits. And just like a lot of places, a lot of these craft distilleries now, they're trying to pay homage to
Their
Maryland
roots.
style rye. I mean, rye whiskey, I know we love to make the claim for PA, but Maryland had a play in there as well as Virginia, So
Tri-state area.
they're trying to, pay homage to that. And it is, where's that?
It is whiskey.
83 proof. And I forget how much I got it for, but I looked it up. Hold on. Well, we'll do the price later. But it's, so on the back, Sagamore Spirits Rye Whiskey is a blend of two straight rye mash bills, aged 4 to 6 years in high char American oak barrels. The first is a high rye, which adds notes of cinnamon and clove, and the second, a low rye, contributes notes of caramel, honey, and citrus. The final spirit is proofed with limestone filtered water from our spring house that was built in 1909. It represents our team's thoughtful approach to crafting classic Maryland-style rye whiskey.
That's fun. That's cool.
So this is their Flagstaff. We'll talk a little bit more later about their other offerings, but I just got their straight rye whiskey. I like, especially when it's a bottle of something I haven't had before, or like I know I've been wanting this, but like I want to at least have a bottle of the standard.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Wheelhorse, the one we did a couple shows ago. Right. I was between that and like I think they had a rye and a barrel proof bourbon. So there was another offering as well, like, you know, but I was like, no, let's go with the standard, you know.
Yeah.
So like when I do find other ones, be like, oh, we can do a comparison kind of thing.
Let's check out the baseline.
But yeah, so this is Sagamore Spirits Rye. I'm gonna put the cap back on now that I got the wax off or the paper off, and I'm gonna let you do your segment.
I'm just gonna say it right now, mostly because I'm really tired. But so I don't know how much words I have left, which is great when you do a podcast. It's a gorgeous from me. I love it. I think it's really cool. I was telling John when I got to his house that I've got this great bevel going down the middle, and the label and the bottle have been designed to work together, and the Y and rye runs smack down the middle, right on top of the bevel, and it just looks really cool. It's a really clean design, but also still feels like classically whiskey. You know, it still has that classic whiskey look, but it feels a little bit, I don't know, a little elevated to me. It's kind of got, maybe it's the triple diamonds on it, but it gives me a little bit of like a poker vibe too. I love that they have the 1909 engraved on the top of the bottle to, you know, go back to their spring house and its history. Just a really beautiful bottle. And then they got a great little pen illustration of their spring house on the back. I'm presuming I say that like I know. I'm presuming it's a spring house.
I'm pretty sure that's what it is, yeah.
And then, you've got some beautiful like gold ink on here too. It's just the whole thing is just really, really. It's a very attractive bottle. It's a very attractive label, and I know it would stop me in the store, and I would pick it up and look at it to figure out a little bit more about this, and I would certainly be proud to have a bottle that looks like this sitting on my bar. So, yeah, gorgeous.
I like when places have a unique bottle design too. You know, like this one is very unique to Sagamore.
Yeah,
I haven't really seen. I'm sure people will correct me if I'm wrong. Any other similar style bottles? You know.
Yeah, and I mean Coca-Cola proved that having a distinctive bottle is can be used just as much as part of the branding experience as anything else. And this just truly is. I've never seen a bottle like this before. It's nifty. I like it. I like it a lot.
And I think it's pretty well liked when I if I'm remembering. Ooh, did you notice this? They had their little design on the bottom of the cork.
Oh, that's a cool detail. No, I didn't see that. Anytime I've heard someone talk about Sagamore, it always seems to be, you know, all good things. I was too generous with my pour.
Well, it's only 83 proof. That's nothing for us.
We're just doing one tonight.
So yeah, nose.
News.
I'm loving the like white pepper, like spice, like a standard rye spice.
Yeah, it's really nice.
I pick up a little bit on like a sweeter note.
Yep, I get a little citrus.
I was gonna say the caramel. Yep, like a nice like hearty, like how a caramel would be. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, that's a really good nose.
I got a little bit of the cinnamon on the nose.
Yeah. No, I just like when I think rye nose. This is exactly what
I'm excited
I would
to try
want.
this.
Cheers.
Sláinte. Ooh,
That is heavenly.
ooh, it's
I mean, 83 proofs. I'm not expecting a lot of alcohol punch from this,
No.
right?
all the punch just comes from the rye.
It's super crisp up front.
Yeah,
And a nice, like, velvety center.
love that.
You know what I mean?
Yes, that's exactly what it is.
Stays at the top of my mouth for a little bit. But again, 83 proof, not getting massive amount of hug. There's a little bit that's delayed. And, you know, this is 4 to 6 years old. So pretty typical age statement. You know what I mean? For a standard. There's no, like, youngness
No,
that you get from a lot of, like, newer,
Craft.
quote-unquote, craft. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But I do like the rye pepper.
Mm-hmm.
It just kind of like glides right down the middle, caressed with, like I said, like a velvety, like caramel candy,
Yeah. Yeah, it's
This is dangerous. This is really dangerous.
it's a sweet pepper.
Yeah. Well, they like they said, they blend
Yeah.
a high rye and a low rye,
Yeah.
and I think they mashed them together pretty.
Yeah. That's just delightful.
Mm-hmm. And I would assume that since they've been making their own since 2017, that this is fully theirs. You know what I mean? Because I know they said they were like sourcing for a bit. Yeah, no, this has to be theirs because they talk about it's grain to glass now. You know,
This is part of their core collection.
Mm-hmm. They also have canned cocktails. I love that each time I get a little bit of different notes.
Mm-hmm.
Like this most recent one, a little bit more of that spice kick through. This is, yeah, I'm gonna have a problem.
I'm gonna buy a bottle.
No, I'm gonna have a problem because this bottle ain't gonna last very long.
Oh yeah.
I mean, could you like a Manhattan, or an old fashioned, like something super simple, like a simple cocktail. Like this doesn't need much.
Mm-mm. Ooh.
You know what I mean?
Oh, this would make a fire baseline for a Manhattan. You know, I've been on a kick with black.
You've been
Manhattans lately.
Yeah,
I actually just made one last night, and I've really been enjoying using the Dad's Hat Bottled in Bond 2021 as my base for the Manhattan. It's just fire. Mm-hmm. But I need another rye because I keep going back to that Dad's Hat
Beautiful
for the Black
rye.
Manhattan, and I think this guy could help me hold on to that bottle a little bit longer. This is fire.
So, in our travel to Bethany, we stopped in Frederick,
Okay.
Maryland.
Yeah.
We stayed overnight.
Nice.
You know, not all. It's 6 hours to think, but with a 4-year-old, you know,
Yeah.
6 hours is a long time in the car. So we
Yes.
stopped halfway. Anyway, I think I might have talked about this in an episode around when we went, but Lisa found a distillery
Yeah.
that she wanted to go see while
Nice.
we were in Frederick, and she liked it because it was right in downtown, female owned, and she was like she was in at that point. And then they had a lot of like canned cocktails that she liked a lot of their offerings that or they sounded interesting. I say that because I'm holding one of their bottles in my hand, but they're in Maryland and they make a 100% Maryland rye, which would be fun to do this on the show because I have another offering of theirs too. But this particular one is 100% rye, 100% malted rye mash bill.
Very intriguing.
But we'll get into that, at another time. But this beauty, you're not having any problem with how much you poured yourself. Wow. There's like a vanilla bean note too.
Yeah.
That's subtle, but really just helps balance this. Mm-hmm. I'll Haas.
Oh, a Haas. Hands down. Haas.
42 at Fine Wine.
I'd pay that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I obviously paid less. I think I was like 35, I think. Because like I said, when I know I can get it up here, I just check to see like if price, and that's why I pulled this one because the price was, I want to say 35 sticking out in my head, but I bought a lot on that trip. So
Right. No, but even at 42, 43.
42 is not bad.
No, I'd pay that for this. It really coats your tongue.
What store do you typically go to?
If I want to have a better chance of finding the thing, I go to the premium store in Robinson, just because that's my closest premium. And it's actually bigger than the one in Swickley. Swickley's also got a premium, but the one in Robinson's bigger. I will go to the one in Imperial. I got a little one real close to me, but I just got like a berry note at the tip of the tongue on that last sip. Was it blackberry? I'm having, maybe it's because I'm tired. I'm having a harder time picking out individual flavors on the palate than I was on versus the nosy notes. I just know that the flavors that I am getting just blend and marry beautifully.
Yeah. I for $42, I truly enjoy this, and this bottle is not going to last long.
You know what I just got on the nose while I was sipping that last one? Cantaloupe.
Okay. That's an interesting note.
Never smelled that before on a whiskey.
I love when I pick up like a random ass note, and I just lock in on that.
Yep.
You know, yeah.
That last one, I was taking a sip, and I was just like, "Oh, I smell cantaloupe."
Wow, that's really
Right
good.
there.
That's really good. Yeah, Haas all day. All right, so there are other offerings. I was trying to find any of the stores around here, but their news website's being weird. Anyway, so they have the straight rye, cask strength straight rye,
Ooh, color me intrigued.
double oaked straight rye,
Oh,
Yeah.
Ooh.
and a bottled and bond straight rye.
Okay. Yes, please to all.
All right, so they're canned cocktails. Now, I don't know where you can get this, but they're just, these are cool. I don't feel like reading all through. They have a bunch. Wow. Black-eyed rye, ginger and rye, night brunch punch, distillery exclusive, orange crush. Let me tell you, a really good bourbon crush in like Maryland, Delaware. Bomb. Pineapple rye garita,
Interesting.
lemon tea fizz, and a honey paloma.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So outside of the Jack Crown, I think Jim started making like those canned cocktails.
Yeah.
You're really not getting too many at the fine wine stores.
Yeah.
Now places like Carnegie, you have their bitters.
Oh, Quantum?
Quantum has canned cocktails. You know what I mean? Like, but when I was in Delaware, again, more options in general, but a lot of the places that I went had some sort of like bourbon or whiskey-esque canned cocktails. That wasn't Crown, Jack, like those, the ones that everyone you can find anywhere. Like I found like a Maryland like orange crush one, like bourbon crush, and it was really, really good. And I was like, I wish I could find a lot of these up here. So either I'm just not looking in the right spot, because you're not going to get them at like Giant Eagle,
Yeah.
because they have liquor in them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not yet, at least. But
the state decides to treat us like adults.
although, so Christian has Pennsylvania libations, right?
Yeah.
There's another one called Wandering Spirits, and they're out of Ligonier.
Oh,
I've been
okay,
there
right.
before when Lisa and I go out for like our like annual trip out there. They partnered with Giant Eagle, one of the Giant Eagles around here, and have a store in Giant Eagle now.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah,
Nice.
so I thought that was pretty. It's like the first time it's been a non, private liquor store
Love that.
in like a Giant Eagle or one of the grocery stores.
All it takes is one. We just gotta crack through the seal. Also, that last sip, I very briefly got, the honey butter that you can get at like Texas Roadhouse and stuff. I got a hit of like cinnamon honey butter on the palate for a second there.
Did I tell you what happened to me or what I did? Was it Texas Roadhouse? Yeah. Lisa and Connor had gone up to Elwood for the night, like to stay over and whatnot. And I was leaving for a work trip the next day. And I was like, I don't feel like cooking. Like, I'm already out and about getting some stuff for the trip. And I was like, I'm just going to, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to order takeout from Roadhouse, Texas Roadhouse. So I placed the order. And, of course, I want rolls and the butter.
Oh, yeah.
And I could not, for the life of me, anywhere on the website, find that it had, like, that your dinners came with rolls. Like, I was like, oh, it's probably like one of those, like, you get them for free because you come in.
Right.
So I was like, it doesn't say, like, they come with it. So I went and ordered rolls and butter. And I should have noticed that when it said, add more, like, when it went to, like, the rolls section in the menu, and I was like, whatever. Well, even though it didn't say it, the dinner came with rolls. I had a dozen rolls
Nothing wrong with
for
that.
little old me.
John, all I'm hearing is good decisions.
Yeah, exactly.
All I'm hearing
So it's
is
one of those like,
good time.
ooh, I fucked up. But at the same point, I'm like, but did I?
Did I? If you did, you did real good.
But anyway, Haas on the Sagamore. Don't sleep on this. You can get it for
Haas,
42.
Haas.
You can get it for cheaper anywhere else. Grab it. Don't, I definitely want to get a hold of that double oak. That sounds beautiful. But yeah, if you've had this and you have some thoughts on it, let us know. Let us know if you agree with us. Let us know if you don't agree with us. We welcome discussion. Any final thoughts?
If you disagree with us, you're wrong, but... No, final thoughts is just that everything about this, from the bottle to the tasting about this, was a delight. And I will probably pick up a bottle this weekend, if I'm being entirely honest with myself.
Well, especially if you're running out of the dad's hat.
I'm not yet, but I'm trying to avoid running out of that.
Well, I mean, you want to get to a certain point and then stop.
Right, exactly. And I haven't at least a Black Manhattan at least once a week.
But, yeah, I mean, I guess the only other thing. Zachary, sir, cheers to you.
John, my brother, cheers to you.
And cheers to you.